Okay, so you have now created a new GitHub account. You're logged in, and you're ready to go. So what we're going to do is we're going to take those web pages that you made a little while ago, and we're going to put them in a place live on the internet. I'll be able to see them. That'll be great, and you'll be able to share them with whomever you like. All right. So if you want to create some cool pages, share them with someone that you know that is in industry. Show them what you've done. Show them to grandma. Be kind of cool. All right. So here's there are some steps that we got to follow. They're pretty specific, easy to get lost, and easy to make a mistake, I guess. But when you do, it'll be all worth it. So the first thing we need to do is we need to create something called a repository. This is a special place where I can have various projects. When we code for the robot, we create a new repository for that given year, and people are sharing their work, putting it in the same repository. They have access to it. So we're going to create a new repository. This is going to be for our website. So if you click on your user arrow up here in the top right, go to repositories. Right now, there aren't any repositories on this particular account. So I'm going to make a new one. So I'm going to click the green button, repository. Here's the account that I'm logged in as. The repository name can really be anything, but something like my website makes sense. It has to be unique. So, but you're logged in as you. You're not going to. There won't be any collisions. But that's what it's doing. It's just making sure that this repository is something that has direct access and there's not a conflict. We do want them public. That might seem strange to some people, but if you're going to, the whole intent of GitHub is to share your work with other people. So you want it public rather. You want it public. People will not be able to add to your repository. They won't be able to delete your files from your repository. They will be able to clone it. So if they wanted to borrow your code, but that's kind of the nature of it. We don't need to have a README in here if you are working on a project in Python or Java, something like that. You might have a README in there that explains what's the purpose of this particular project, what you're doing, how you're going about it. And you don't need to add any licenses and all that kind of stuff. So the next step, simply click the green button, create repository. So it'll take it just a nanosecond maybe or so. And all we've done really is we just created at GitHub a special place for where your website is going to reside. We don't have those files uploaded yet, but you do have those files. So if you click on, I've got it open. If you click on Start and go to Files, here are all of the files that exist in this thing. I think I asked you to create a new folder called Website 2. It was inside a Downloads folder. That may not have been the wisest of choices, but here is that website that we created a couple of weeks ago. And in that, we have 4 different web pages. An index page that was just the index of linking all of the subsequent pages. We had a greeting page. We had a little rollover. We have an image animation. And I'll take just a quick second to show you what those pages should look like. The step-by-steps and all that stuff is on our weekly schedule. So if you are behind, something didn't happen quite right, this is what your index page should look like. And so I've got a little title here and some navigation that's going to go to those 3 different pages that we created in addition to this one. The greeting simply was this, replace create a title here with something that is a title, have an image there, doesn't have to be a runner, it can be anything that you like. And the only thing that happens, this is just a little script that's running on our page. Click this button, type a name, and you just have a little welcome that shows up and is hidden prior, and it shows up after it runs the script, and we're all good. I would like you to have navigation that will go back to your main page. The funny image page is just this family. This is a stock picture that I found. I don't know who these people are. They're very beautiful. And if I mouse over, I have two pictures actually associated on this page. It's called pick one and pick two. If so, pick one is them in their normal position. Very nice. Pick two, I've just morphed it. So I morphed it, made a copy of it, stuck it in that images folder. And when I mouse over, it's going to look at pick two. When I move back, it's looking at pick one. So that's kind of cute. Again, have a title, have a link that goes back on mine. I have to click that back arrow. And then the last page was a little animation that we did where it toggled through several different pictures. You might see somebody morph, get more pixelated, might spin. I changed the color on mine. Again, have a title, create some navigation that's going to go there. This is me running in FortOrd. I was wearing a blue shirt that day. My sunglasses happen to be blue too. And when I click on it, it's going to cycle through, I think there are 9 different pictures, and it does that 5 times, something like that. And so you'll see that those pictures, and it's just toggling through. There's an array of pictures where those are located. And excuse me, those are, I'm just moving through those different images, and it does it 5 times. I could make it just keep doing it forever, but that would get annoying after a while. So those are the different pages that I'm hoping to see. When I go back to GitHub, we created the directory, my website. That's the only thing that we have made at this point. We could write the code from scratch. That would be kind of a pain. Or I can upload existing files. This is what most people are going to do. So on that quick setup, click the upload files, and very easy. Just drag and drop from the folder on your computer, on your Chromebook, to this area here, and those files are going to be uploaded. So I can't do this is a folder where those pictures are are located. So if I look inside that, here is a pic that was on the greeting page. Here's roll 1 and roll 2. And then all of those sub images, they're in a whole another folder. So I cannot upload this folder itself. It would be really great if I could, but I cannot do that. So I'll show you how to get all those guys. So I'm going to select all the HTML files and drag all the HTML files over into that area. And there they go. They're being uploaded now. That looks fine. However, they're not really there yet. I've got one last thing to say. Yep, that's it. If I scroll down to the bottom, this is a big button. So nothing happened. It just said, okay, package them all up, get ready to send them. And it's not until I click the commit changes button, that's when they actually get loaded. So they're all packaged. They're all ready to go. It's this guy that is going to make that happen. It does take a second. Now they're being uploaded. These are pretty small, so it should happen fairly quickly. There they go. And if I now look inside my website repository, there they are. There are those four images. I believe I'm just going to try it, see what happens. This might work. Maybe it'll fail. But if I try to upload that directory, I do not believe that will work. So it kicks it out. It says, I don't know what you're trying to do. So I'll show you how to do that in just a second. If I come back here, so we should be able to take a look at that particular, those files. There are no images on them yet, but the pages should all be there. So if I were to go to a new tab here, the website is, it's that username. So it's P3 in my case, Clifford 80 dot, there it is, github.io and my website. Now, if we do that, this is going to show up, excuse me, currently, because there's one last step. So we're close. We're really close to getting those to be live on the internet, but we have not said, GitHub doesn't know what types of files are in there. They just know that there are files there, and it's trying to get access to it. So we have to say these are HTML files that we want a browser to be able to acquire. So when I'm at my repository, my website repository, one last step. So here are those images. Everything looks nice and tidy. I'm going to go to my settings area. And if I mistyped the name, I need to rename it. I can do that. I can put pictures in there and whatnot, and keep scrolling, 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 scrolling. It is this guy here. You want to scroll down until you get to this GitHub Pages area. Right now, Pages has been disabled. So the default is these aren't web pages. We now want to say, no, 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 no. This is a web page. These are things that we should be able to look at. So if I click the down arrow on that button, I only have a master branch. If I had other folders in there, it was like, which one do you want me to look for? It's the master branch that I want to do. And when I do that, it said, that's great. So it took it a moment. Now it's said, all right, that one's that's where the web page is. And if I scroll down again, it is now telling me that my site is ready to be published here at p3 clifford80.github.io/my website. Now that does not roll off the tongue. You can simplify it. If you want to pay, you can create your own domain. And I think there are a couple of people that were thinking about doing stuff like that. I want to create a commerce site. And so you may not necessarily want it, but hey, if you want to have your pages live on the internet, this is going to do just that. So this page here this is live. This is on the internet. I'm at github.io, my website. And here's a greeting. Notice that there's a broken link because I've not uploaded those pictures yet. The welcome thing, that should still work. Frank is saying hi. So it says, welcome, Frank. That's all good. So the page is good. The image is a funny picture. There is no other picture there. So the pictures are not going to be live, but the web pages are. So let's now make that website live. Not website. Let's make get those pictures to show up. So I'm going to go back to my page here. Where is that? That's not it. And oh, good golly. So go back to GitHub. And again, so to get to that, I'm going to click on my username, go to repositories, and here is my website. There she is, the website folder. So now I'm inside that. Now, how do I get that folder? As I showed you before, you can't just drag it in. So I'm going to do this. I'm going to click this create new file button. And this is a little clunky. Wish there was a better way. But this is my solution to the problem. So inside of this, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to put a junk file in there for the time being. So what is important, however, is that these names be exactly as you have them. So this is images, all lowercase. Inside of that, I'm going to create another one that's IMG and I'm capital A. All of those details have to be spot on right in order to work. So, don't mistype. So that is saying there is images. How do I indicate that that's a folder? With a slash. So that just made a directory. It just made a folder called images, lowercase, and I'm just going to put in text.txt. That is the name of this file that I'm going to create. Right now nothing has been made. I have to scroll all the way down. I could create a comment about it and whatnot. I'm just going to leave it as is, but I do have to click on the commit button at the bottom. It'd be nice if there were a commit button at the top. Doesn't exist. a little note to send to GitHub. So the commit's down at the bottom. So I'm going to make that commit. And now I've created at my website folder in that repository, there is this directory, this folder called images. There's nothing in there except this kind of bogus .txt file. So I can, if I delete it now, I'm also going to delete the folder. So don't do that. So I'm going to go back to the images, and now I can upload all of those pictures that are on those first couple pages. So that might have been a little quick. Let me go back. Yeah, come on, man. All right. So here are those pages. Here's my folder. If I click on this, now I'm inside my images folder. There's the .txt. Don't delete it yet. If you do want to delete, you can leave it there and nobody's going to know it's there. There's no content. I would just leave it. Just leave it. But now I'm going to click on the Upload Files button. So now I'm going to upload files to that images folder. And when I go back over here, I'm going to open up my images folder. There is this IMG Anim. That's where the color of my shirt changes all the time. I want roll 2, roll 1, and a pic to be uploaded. So there they go. Again, I need to commit that change. If you just click the back arrow, it seems like, oh, they're all good. Nope, you got to commit it. So I'm going to commit that change, and we're all good. I have to repeat that process yet again. So now, actually, if I come back over here, I think if I refresh this, there is my main page live on the interwebs. If I click on a greeting, there's the image. That looks great. I don't need to click the button to show you that the JavaScript works. Here's a funny image. There's the nice family. When I mouse over, they morph. That's cute. So we're good. A little animation. This page is not going to work. Why? Because over here, all those 9 pictures are in a special folder called IMG Anim. This is where they reside, and that does not exist yet at my at GitHub. So I'm going to do the same sort of thing that I did previously. I'm going to click on my images folder. Now I'm inside of that directory, and I'm going to create a new file similar to what I did with that text.txt. And maybe another way of doing that. So that is called, again, capitalization, spelling is critical. IMG, capital A, Anim. That's the way that I named it. If you did it differently, please make sure Anim. Make sure that happens. When I put that slash, I just created a new folder, t.txt. And scroll down and commit that. Now I've got a folder inside my images folder, inside my website called image.anim. Last step is take those 9 images that are inside of that same directory on my Chromebook and upload them here. So I can just drag and drop. I'll do the same thing. Go to my image anim, double click. There's images 1 through 9. Take those guys, drop them in, let go. Got 9 of them. Might take a moment or two to get up there. So again, it's just packaging them all. When all 9 of them are ready, there they go. Now I'm ready to commit the changes. Click the commit changes button. Boom. Again, 9 pictures might take it a little bit, a few minutes to complete. Probably is a little overstating it. Maybe not. There we go. So now they're all ready. They're all done. Nothing else that I need to do. I've already said this is the directory that has those pages. So now when I click on my little animation, there it loads. Might be a little glitchy the first time. There's a way of prefetching all of those images so it happens really fast, but this is what happens. And again, this is live on the internet. You can create that page and show it, send it to an uncle or aunt that is in the business, and dazzle them with your great coding skills. So that's the trick. That's the name of the game. If you could get that up, say by Thursday, that'd be fantastic. We'll have a little team meeting there on Thursday as well. I'll talk about the next project that I'll have you do. So that's it. I hope you're doing well. Happy coding, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye.